to Trews Review. Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, is the biggest film on the planet. I ask you now, in this review, then rhetorically respond to a question that I've myself just asked. Does this mean we're all living in a Jurassic world now? This is some true review.
It's not about control.
What is this film about? What does it mean? Is it man versus nature, as we see with Chris Pratt, brilliant, amiable, lovable, new Harrison Ford action star? Is it a conventional Frankenstein movie? What happens when man meddles in God's domain? Are we punished if we get too grandiose? I would argue that Jurassic World is late capitalism's great masterpiece, a film in which capitalism is attacked and condemned as part of a capitalist enterprise. If you look at this film in its totality, it's like a sphere of pure, perfect capitalist extremism. I don't know for a fact, but I bet that Indian billionaire geezer is a massive star in India. I do know for a fact the black geezer who's Chris Pratt's mate is a massive star in France. And I also know that when they cast Hollywood movies, they cast big stars from major territories. So when the movie's promoted, those stars can carry the weight of the promotion. One of my favourite moments is when the geezer that's in the control room says like, oh, you can't have big businesses and corporations sponsoring dinosaurs. What are we going to have next? The Pepsisaurus Rex. It's ridiculing and criticising capitalism while being a capitalist product.
I gotta eat. I gotta hunt. You gotta be able to relate to at least one of those things.
Chris Pratt is a perfect star because he's aware, ironic, self-knowing, likeable, funny, brilliant. The female role, in a typical review, you'd learn these people's names. She's interesting because she's like a strong feminist character, but the condemnation of the female character is that she's lost touch with traditional values, and that's one of the themes of Jurassic World. We've lost touch with traditional values. This woman will become a mum. We are going to force nephews on you until you become maternal. And if you don't look after these nephews, they'll be fucking eaten by dinosaurs, so you better get in touch with your ovaries.
Every time we've unveiled a new attraction, attendance has spiked.
See, that's a very capitalist line, isn't it? It's talking about the language of business, the language of merchandise. It refers back to the original Jurassic Park in a pastiche parody way. The writer Mark Fisher, the professor of economics and I suppose, sociology, Mark Fisher says that one of the signs of late capitalism is that you'll notice parody, self-reference and pastiche. Nothing feels truly original. Everything feels like a repackaging and an inverted commas nudge nudge wink kind of culture. This is very much that. The knowing guy that we're meant to identify with as an audience member who's wearing a Jurassic Park t-shirt. That's a reference to, I'm in on this with you. I know we're doing a reboot franchise. And tellingly, where does that guy sit? He sits in the cinema with us, watching the action unfold.
She was designed to be bigger than the T-Rex.
What happened to the sibling?
She ate it.
Ooh, she ate the sibling. Big deal! I'm an only child!
We have an asset out of containment.
Again, the level of product placement. Anytime you see a logo in a movie, people pay big money for that. So when you see Mercedes cars going around, or Samsung products, or Starbucks, but what fascinates me is that Starbucks will pay money to have a fake franchise outlet in a fake theme park, even though the world of the theme park is a microcosm of man's destructiveness, particularly as a result of capitalism. Look, if you're a capitalist, if you meddle with nature, your own nature, human nature, and the ecological nature, you will create monsters and disasters. It plays on the anxieties that it's creating and then sells those anxieties back to you in the form of a movie. Incredible.
We're talking about an animal here.
But in lots of ways, it's a super traditional movie. It creates a sort of a pseudo-family at the centre. Chris Pratt, the woman who's got to learn to be a proper mother, and like the two little kids. Notice how many times in the movie Chris Pratt stands in front of a family, sort of like in front of the woman and the kids going, I will protect them. So in spite of its knowingness, it's actually asserting very, very traditional values about what it is to be a man, what it is to be a woman, and what it is to be in a capitalist society where nature is subjugated for our amusement, entertainment, and to become a product. Importantly, in the past we had stories, systems, societies and structures that helped us understand that our identity was not only about our individual identity, but our identity as a member of a community. Now we live in a time where there is impending ecological disaster due to mankind's economic, capitalist exploitation of the environment for its ends. A story that this film tells very well and shows us that disaster will come. But what's amazing to me is we can sit and watch a film that tells us that story and think, that was good, and then go out and, you know, sort of think, I would like a Mercedes myself, I'd like a girlfriend like that, I should be more like Chris Pratt, give me a can of Coca-Cola. Instead of thinking, we better bond together as one, otherwise we're all fucked. Another argument you could make is that whilst it tells you it's a conventional Frankenstein story, don't meddle in God's domain, in another way it shows that we are an expression of the most ancient aspects of our nature, the primal hunting predatory nature. Every aspect of this film, of course, was made by human beings on some level, so the Tyrannosaurus Rex isn't an actual Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's a reflection of the Tyrannosaurus Rex nature of a human being, and the same with the mutant hero dinosaur. They're all reflections of aspects of our nature. So in a way it's saying tradition will reassert, nature will reassert, but at the moment we live in the aspect of our consciousness that's dominated by reptilian, lizard, ancient limbic system thinking. I'm not getting into, ooh, is the Queen a lizard territory, although she could be. What I'm saying is that we all have lizard in us, and if we live in a society that is a projection of the reptilian mind, we will all be living in a Jurassic world. That's a true review. Subscribe here.
Is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the news. If the news was true, I want some Trews. Let's have some Trews.